Hi, my name is Adrienne Maree Brown, and I'm going to tell you my she story for the book Emergent Strategy, Shaping Change, Changing Worlds, that just came out on AK Press. And I thought rather than telling you a story that I could read to you a little bit from the book. And first, the main thing, emergent strategy. Emergence is the way complex systems and patterns arise out of relatively simple interactions. Birds flocking, schools of fish in motion, the way mushrooms grow underground, and the way humans change, the way cells split and split and split, and then we have societies. And I got very curious about what it would look like if movements were like schools of fish or were like flocks of birds. How would we move away from predation? What is our purpose on this earth? And then from that place, what would organizing look like? Some people are more comfortable with emergent strategy than others, and I don't think this has to do with personality or intelligence. We are already emergent beings just by our very existence, but we've been tricked away from it. Nature versus nurture is part of this, but then there is something I think of as anti-nurturing. The ways we in a Western U.S. context are socialized to work against each other and against respecting the emergent processes of the world. We learn to disrespect indigenous and direct ties to land. We learn to be quiet, polite, indirect, and submissive, not to disturb the status quo. We learn facts out of a context of application in school. How will this history, science, math show up in our lives, in the work of growing communities and home? We learn that tests and deadlines are the reasons to take action. This puts those with good short-term memories and a positive response to pressure in leadership positions, leading to urgency-based thinking, regardless of the circumstance. We learn to compete with each other in a scarcity-based economy that denies and destroys the abundant world we actually live in. We learn to deny our longings and our skills, and to do work that occupies our hours without inspiring our greatness. We learn to manipulate each other and sell things to each other, rather than learning to collaborate and evolve together. We learn that the natural world is to be manicured, controlled, or pillaged to support our consumerist lives. Even the natural lives of our bodies get medicated, pathologized, shaved, or improved upon with cosmetic adjustments. We learn that factors beyond our control determine the quality of our lives. Something as random as which skin, gender, sexuality, ability, nation, or belief system we're born into sets a path for survival and quality of life. In the United States specifically, though I see this in most places I travel, we learn that we only have value if we can produce. Only then do we earn food, home, healthcare, education. Similarly, we learn that our organizations are only as successful as our fundraising efforts, whether the community impact is powerful or not. We learn as children to swallow our tears and any other inconvenient emotions, and as adults, that translates into working through red flags, value differences, pain, and exhaustion. We learn to bond through gossip, venting, and destroying, rather than cultivating solutions together. And perhaps the most egregious thing we are taught is that we should really just be really good at what's already possible and leave the impossible alone. So the entire book is basically a response to that learning, a way of saying, how do we unlearn? How do we unlearn together? And I want to show you the elements of emergent strategy. So here we have fractal, which is the relationship between small and large. Adaptive, how we change. Interdependent and decentralized, who we are, how we share. Nonlinear and iterative, or the pace and pathways of change, like it doesn't move in a straight line. Resilience and transformative justice, or how we recover and transform. And creating more possibilities. How do we move towards life? This book is really about how we move towards life and how we move in love. Like, how do we move towards each other in love? And I'm really excited to see what people think of it. It comes out of 20 years of facilitating and noticing and observing and feeling into groups. And I hope you enjoy it.